Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Superman Lois, and we also have another topic to do with the Arrowverse and a potential sequel show to a certain character. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay guys, so as I talked about in yesterday's video, we talked about Superman Lois actually ending and it not being the CW's fault. That was Warner Brothers' fault. Apparently they stepped in and said, we got Superman Legacy, so please end your show here so we don't have that confusion, even though, like I argued in yesterday's video, which you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch that video, I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Plus also recently we talked about Superman Lois coming to an end and it going to be airing in the fall, that meaning October rather than the summer. So if you missed that video as well, go check it out. So that's just a little summary of what we talked about in the last couple of days. But let's go into today's main topic. This is all about Superman Lois and some of the photos that have been shared because we got some new looks at certain people on set. Now all these photos are new, these are just new looks into what's going on, and these are all been shared by Alex Garfin. So it's really nice to see who's going to be in what episode. He confirms that, you know, certain people are going to be in the same episodes, and one person that I didn't know was actually back in Vancouver has been confirmed by one of these photos. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first photo, and probably the most interesting photo, is this. We've got Alex here with his other fellow cast members, but Chrissy Beppo, obviously the actor who plays Chrissy, is here, and that was one character we weren't sure if she was back in Vancouver, if she was in the episodes with the Cushings, because obviously she got the storyline with Kyle and them having a baby and everything. So that's something that they have to resolve in probably the maximum 2 episodes that she's going to be in the season. Talked about this before, but I don't think she is the most important character, so they're definitely not going to spend a huge amount of time with her. But it's nice to see that she's actually back on set, she's filming, and that was just a question mark that I had because we'd confirmed every other cast member who was previously a series regular that they would be returning in like the first 3 episodes or 4 episodes, but now with this photo we know that Chrissy's going to be in the episode as well. So I don't know if this was episode 3 along with the Cushings or if this is episode 4 and they've all stuck around. I don't know what their approach is, if they're like trying to spread out their episodes throughout the whole season, or for some of them are they going to get it out the way really quick, like General Lane, which we've previously talked about. We know he's only got 2 episodes and I believe he's probably done early in the season. That's just the impression that I get. And so yeah, in this photo you got Chrissy, you got Kyle, you got Sarah, and obviously you got Alex who plays Jordan. So that means they're all going to be in the same episode. So Kyle is going to get that Chrissy storyline. They're going to resolve that in some way, maybe not necessarily in this episode, but they're going to be together. Plus you've also got Indy here who plays Sarah, so that means Chrissy's going to be involved in that episode with the Cushings, so that's probably episode 3. But let's move on to the next photo, one of the only photos that we've got of our main cast member, that being Tyler. He is here in this photo pictured with Alex Garfin, so shout out to Alex for posting this because we've seen barely anything of Tyler so far. Like, they've literally not been out on location. There's been no actual set photos of the main cast members. They've been very secretive. They've been filming indoors a lot, and they've been filming on their Smallville lot, which is, I believe, locked off, and it's really hard to get photos of that. So that's why you haven't seen any like leaked photos of him in the Superman suit and the rest of the cast members. But here you can see he's dressed up in a shirt and a black blazer along with Alex Garfin. He is wearing the same thing. They are both in black suits. So what does this mean? Well, we talked about that photo a while ago, maybe like a week or so ago, but Bitsy was also wearing a black dress and we were like, is this a funeral? We know that Bitsy has confirmed there's multiple deaths in the season, and they are impactful deaths. They're not just like random people that are being killed off the show that you don't really care about. So why are they all in black? Well, I'm pretty sure they're going to a funeral. Whether this is General Lane, whether this is someone else, I don't know. But it's very interesting that they're both in black suits, and Bitsy had that photo the other day. So I'm fairly certain we're going to get a funeral scene pretty early on in the show. Okay, so let's move on to the next photo. We've got Lex Luthor with Jordan, obviously their respective actors, and we haven't seen much of Lex. He posted one photo back when it was snowing in Vancouver, like literally when they started filming on the 11th of January, and it's been over a month since then, and this is our second good look at him. So he is back, he is in these episodes. Don't know how much he is at the start, but at least he's going to be a presence, and so this is confirming, yeah, Lex is in those first 4 episodes at least, because I believe they're on episode 4 or 5 right now, probably episode 4, and so they're actually churning along the episodes, and you've got a lot of cast members returning, so I doubt that it's going to feel so different from what we've got previously, but I think towards the end of the season, when you start to see less of those characters appear as those storylines get resolved, you're probably going to notice the impact of them not being around as much a bit more. That's just my theory right now. So let's move on to the final couple of photos from Superman Lois before we move on to our final main topic. So we got a photo of Taylor Buck in costume as Natalie. So this is really cool. This is actually one of the first photos we've seen of someone in costume. We've seen Jordan's Superboy outfit that he had in season 3, that prototype, but we haven't seen Tyler in costume, so I don't know how much Superman we're getting, and we haven't really seen anything else. So it's really good to see we're going to get some superhero action in those first couple of episodes despite all the budget cuts. So I'm really hoping to see Natalie suit up with her dad, with Superman, and with Superboy, go out on the field a lot in this season. I don't know, again, how many episodes they're in, but if Natalie is in 2 to 3 episodes at least, I'm hoping to get as much action as possible, because I think she is a very important character. Okay, so let's move on to the next main topic. So the next main topic comes from Mark Guggenheim. Now, Mark has been very involved in the Arrowverse in the past, executive producing and producing a lot of different shows. He was a showrunner of some of them, and so he actually discussed this. So Brandon and I have talked about a sequel series. We have some really exciting ideas, and so what he was responding to was a fan on Twitter asking about Brandon Routh's Superman. Now, you remember Brandon Routh's Superman appeared in Crisis on Infinite Earths, and so this is a proposed sequel to both his Arrowverse appearance in Crisis as Superman, but also to his original Superman who appeared in the early 2000s. So what do you guys think of this? This is extremely intriguing. When I saw it pop up on my timeline on Twitter, I was like, I would really like to see this. And obviously they would have to pitch this to James Gunn if this were to be a thing. It would probably be an Elseworlds project. I would like to see it, and I think actually right now it's probably very unlikely, because they're definitely focusing on their main DCU line in terms of not really doing too much Elseworlds apart from Joker, the Batman, and maybe a couple of other projects. So I guess Mark would just have to pitch this to James Gunn and see how it would go. But I think a lot of fans would be interested in seeing this. However, the one thing going against it is, again, with what we just talked about with Superman and Lois, DC doesn't want multiple Supermans at once, so isn't that going to be confusing? So it would be very hypocritical if they actually went ahead with this series if it was pitched to them and they had Superman Legacy on at the same time, or released at the same time, because we know that Superman Legacy and that Superman is going to be a big thing in the DCU. He's going to appear multiple times in the future beyond his film. So yeah, what do you guys think of this? I would really love to see a sequel to Brandon Routh's Superman, and I like that Mark and him have been discussing this. Obviously, we don't know how recently this was. Maybe they talked about this ages ago during Crisis, but they have some really exciting ideas. Mark Guggenheim teases, but to be honest, I don't think this is ever going to see the light of day, just because they are not going to focus on a Elseworlds Superman right now, especially when they're asking the CW to end Superman Lois. So that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It would really help the video out. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
spicy room.